Hello there, my friends. How are you? Happy Thursday to you. I am super excited about today's topic. We are always trying to be attentive to the needs of those who have trusted us with their wellness journey. And we are so grateful that you are on this path with us. For those who are on this path, what an incredible blessing it is to move in more health freedom. And I have seen and heard from some people that there might be some wonder of whether or not they might be getting the results that they desired out of our products. And that's a very valid question. Totally understand where you are coming from. I have been in the field for over 17 years. The first patient I had was myself, and so I understand that question that you have, especially for somebody who supplemented through illness for 10 years that I never saw a difference with, and it made me wonder too whether or not I was doing the right thing in that process. What I leaned to in that process was science. I leaned to the science and the knowledge that we had at that time that told us how to move in health freedom. And it wasn't until I started incorporating Plexus products, the way their ingredients are designed to work, the clinical studies, the scientific evidence, the testimonies. I mean, the testimonies to me speak volumes over clinical studies any day when you see the magnitude of testimonies that are happening across the board for people. You see those stories. They are regularly loaded into this group, and we share those stories of hope with you so that you can remain hopeful that as your journey continues to unfold, you will yield result. The only time you won't yield result is when you stop. That's when you stop seeing the impact. When you cut back on your products, when you go away from the foundation that everything stands upon, you will struggle. You will fail to see what you're wanting to see. I know this might seem a little crazy for you to hear or understand, but there is a component of belief, belief in healing and hope for healing that I believe is a pivotal turning point in your journey that you will experience when you own the fact that these ingredients are going to work for you. When you believe that before you actually see it, that will be a critical part of how you can get well. It's an interesting dynamic to commandeer belief before you see something. That's called faith, and it's powerful, and it's how you get well. I faithed it for 10 years, believing that I could get well, and guess what? I got well because I stayed the course. I stayed the course in what I was doing nutritionally and supplementally and all the things, all the components. So I'm going to talk about those components today. I'm going to break them down into 14 different categories, and hopefully as your journey continues to unfold, if you still have question, if you still lack confidence, if you still lack understanding, start a message with me and your sponsor, and we will help you work through anything. What I want you to know that every single body is different. So it's interesting when I share a testimony in here, one of the first questions people will ask is, what products are they on? That is not part of the equation. The equation is, what does your body need? That's the important thing you need to ask yourself. And there's nothing magical that is going to unfold. If you're looking for magic, you're looking in the wrong place. This is not magic. These products and ingredients are actually going to heal the root imbalance in your body. There's no chemicals or synthetics, so it's not going to happen like a medicine, like you've taken a pharmacy, or like you've taken an over-the-counter medication for a headache and you feel better. That's not how this works. It's actually going into your body and fixing the root imbalance, okay? But we can do things to our body through stress, through under-eating. There's all kinds of things that we can do to thwart the benefit that we can get out of supplementation. So you can take your supplements and they're going to work to a certain degree, 50%. Okay, you're going to get 50% benefit out of the science, out of the ingredients, and then beyond that, whatever you want to yield as far as healthier weight, those are things that you're going to have to come the other 50% on, and we need to figure out what that is for you. You might be under eating, you might be overeating, we don't know. We're going to have to figure that out. But we don't know what we have until we're being communicated to by you for what it is that you're desiring to happen. So the very first question I ask people while supplementing, if, say for example, if I ask somebody, how's your energy now that you've started your pink drink? If they say, my energy is not there yet, but the first question I ask is, are you properly hydrating? Because plexus works to the level of our cells, and in order to get to the level of the cells, you have to have hydration. You have to have water that carries to those cells, pulls the toxins, balances the blood sugar, and that water will get those out of your body, balance that blood sugar. So if you're not doing that, numero uno mistake is happening. Hydration has to happen. I get it. You might not be used to hydrating, and that's okay. We work progressively toward half your body weight in ounces of water per day. One good step turns into another, okay? Water has to happen. It has to happen. You will not yield a result from anything that you do supplementally or optimal health-wise if you are not properly hydrating your body, okay? Gut health. Two components to gut health. The yeast component in our body, yeast overgrowth, and our bowels. We're supposed to eliminate 2 to 3 bowel movements per day in theory. So some days I do intermittent fasting and I eat 2 meals. Today's an intermittent fasting day. So I have my first meal and then my last meal of the day. I shouldn't expect 3 bowel movements out of a 2-meal day. I should expect to eat a meal and eliminate that meal. Eat a meal and eliminate. So on the days that I intermittent fast, I only expect my body to eliminate two bowel. I don't expect it to move 2 bowels, okay? If you eat 3 meals a day, which is average, typical, you really should have a good 2 to 3 bowel movements per day. Every single day that you eat a meal and that does not exit your body, you are creating toxicity in your intestinal walls. You're creating a barrier for nutrient absorption. You're logistically adding weight to your body because our body, on average, can hold about 13 pounds of waste at any one given time. So moving those bowels has to happen for a healthy weight for optimal wellness. Blood sugar, our pink drink, right? Balancing your blood sugar is going to help you achieve optimal wellness. I've been to the #1 nutrition school in the world. One of the key things that is out of balance for our society is our blood sugar. Okay, I was vetted by the leaders in the wellness industry. Blood sugar balance is one of the #1 key things that are out of balance in our body. When you heal that, you stand up one pillar, and it takes about 90 to 120 days to balance your blood sugar. So when you're consistently drinking your water for 90 to 120 days, your blood sugar will see balance. In that process of getting in balance, you might have highs to your blood sugar, you might have lows to your blood sugar. It doesn't mean that it's not working. It means that it's getting into balance. But when you don't have proper hydration, then you're not going to have balance to your blood sugar. You're just not. It's not going to happen. Blood sugar impacts our blood pressure. It impacts our cholesterol. It impacts our lipids. It's inflammatory to have a blood sugar that's out of balance. When we have a balanced blood sugar, you're going to look for and find you will be less voracious. You're going to be less hangry. You can make healthier choices over the kind of food you put in your body, the portions of that food. You'll also find that you have less sugar cravings. If you are consistently balancing your blood sugar and you are still craving sugar, that next component to look at is yeast overgrowth in the body, okay? So we have an intestinal yeast. We want to have a healthy balance of yeast. We want it to be about 15% of yeast for a healthy microbiome. We want to have about 85% good guys. Now let's just say, you eat pizza for dinner tonight, okay? That's a carbohydrate. That broke down into sugar. That fed yeast, okay? So that made your yeast content higher, okay? Every single meal that you put in your body either feeds wellness or it feeds illness, okay? It either helps you or it hurts you. So you have to think when you have those higher carbohydrate meals, you need to up your probio 5 to combat that yeast. So you have tools to help you mitigate the damage that is being done by our Western diet, okay? Very paramount that you see the component, heal the component, get that healthy yeast to a healthy balance. So when your sugar cravings are under control and you're not voracious for sugar, when you have clear mind, you're not as brain foggy, you'll find that you are moving in more health freedom in your gut, okay? Alcohol, smile at me. Alcohol impacts our gut. Alcohol feeds yeast. So it doesn't matter that it's a 150 calorie glass of wine. What matters is what it's doing to our intestinal balance. So you might say, I have a half a glass of wine 2 to 3, 4 times a week. It's not about whether or not you can burn off that calorie for a healthy weight. It's what it's doing to the inside of your body. So you block it up with balance or block, or you increase your probiotics when you're doing something like that. I'm not saying never drink alcohol, but some people, that's the one thing that they've got going on in their life that holds them back for a healthy weight. They do all the other healthy good things, but if they CrossFit junkie, crunchy granola eater, but they have their glass of wine regularly, that could be that one trigger that's holding your body back. Beer, wine, whatever it is. I don't kill the messenger on this one, you guys. It impacts our health. It impacts our weight, okay? If anybody tells you you do not need to exercise to get a healthy body or a healthy weight, run. Lies. You need to move your body 3 to 4 times a week at least. Find something you enjoy. Find something you enjoy. I don't care if it's tennis or walking or just move your body. You need to move your body. Now, if you're like me, over the age 40 and ramping up to 50, you lose your bone density mass as you age. Okay, so we need to build lean muscle mass to protect that bone density mass. So you really should be doing something 2 to 3 times per week that is strengthening and building muscles, okay? And you need to have adequate protein intake. I've learned this the hard way. I finally started tracking my protein last fall, and I was 2/3 behind on my protein in order to build these guys right here, okay? So you need it. You need those muscles. So make sure that you're doing something to strengthen and get that muscle content up. Inflammation. We talk about this all the time. Inflammation. I know inflammation so well. Inflammation, autoimmunity, every single thing that we put on our body, again, either helps us or it hurts us. I like to work with people in my practice and have them learn their blood type, because there are certain foods that certain bodies, based off of the blood type, has the ability to metabolize easier. So for example, let's just say an apple. Apple, full of fiber, healthy fruit, low glycemic, relatively, but I'm an O blood type, and apples create inflammation because my body doesn't have the enzymes to digest apples, okay? So you would think, oh, this is healthy, I'm eating it, but what if it's creating inflammation for your body, right? So it's a good thing to learn. There's an app out there, and if you message me, if you want the app, I'll send you a picture of what it looks like. It's $3.99. It's the best $3.99 you'll spend all year. It'll help you learn the foods that are sabotaging you potentially and creating inflammation for your body. Inflammation causes weight. Inflammation is on a cellular level. And there are so many things about our bodies that are inflamed just because of our Western diet. I mean, you go to Chick-fil-A, you're eating foods that are inflaming your body. Even though they're the healthiest fast food chain out there, it's still creating inflammation for your body, okay? We talked about bowels, 2 to 3 bowel movements per day. Make sure those are happening. BioCleanse, Probio 5, Vital Biome, those are all your friends for healthy bowels. And you can even help your bowels move by Ease, our Ease product that helps combat inflammation in the bowels as well. Stress. Anybody stressed? So stress, you can be the healthiest, crunchiest granola CrossFit junkie eater out there. doing all the right things, water drinker, no alcohol. If you are stressed, you are thwarting everything that you are doing for your body. There's some great ways to combat stress. Omega 5 and 7, we have a product for that, Mega X. Vital Biome, very calming to stress, helps that gut-brain axis connection for anxiety, sadness, depression, Vital Biome. And then our Metaburn is an adaptogenic herb combination that helps with stress response in the body, especially stress that puts weight on our stomach, our hips, our butt, our thighs. Metaburn is a great stress combater. Love those products. But you got to mitigate and keep that down. And do some lifestyle habits that will help you. Prayer, go for a walk, mitigate, get unhealthy relationships away. Don't watch the news as much. Turn off, stop the scroll. Do whatever you got to do to mitigate the stress as much as possible in your life. Okay. Liver. Your liver is the organ that filters everything first for your whole entire body. Okay. If you are over the age 35, you need to have liver support. I will drop that in the comments. I'm always preaching about liver support. You have to have liver support. Liver support helps direct your pathogens that are unhealthy out of your body. It helps direct your healing. It's basically like hiring traffic cops for the biggest intersection at 5 o'clock on a Friday, your liver, okay? It just says, you unhealthy pathogen, go here. You go here. You go here. It's paramount. It will also mitigate any healing crisis that you're having as well, too. As your body heals, sometimes we get worse in the process of getting better. And when I say by worse, it doesn't mean we're getting worse. It means we're experiencing not an ideal feeling, okay? And we're like, wait, I was supposed to feel better with plexus. You're getting better. So trust that process. Liver support has to happen. If you are health compromised under the age 35, you need liver support. If you are age 35 or over, you need liver support. It's nominal in cost. I get it on Amazon. I could send you that link. You can also get it at one of your local health food stores too. You might not be eating enough. Have you ever tracked your food? I started doing this last fall, and this is where I found out I was 2/3 shy on my protein to build lean muscle mass, okay? I can give you a macro calculator. It will track and tell you how many calories for your age, height, weight, and your goals. Then you plug those calculations into MyFitnessPal and start tracking. Start tracking. You have to know where you stand. You have to know, are you undernourished or overnourished? What's happening here? You have to know what you're putting in your body. I was very disturbed when I finally started tracking and figured out I was 2/3 shy. I was exercising my whole life, not getting enough protein to build lean muscle mass and maintain that healthier weight. If you are, I'm just going to say this here again, don't shoot the messenger, okay? Carbohydrates, there are good carbs and there are not so good carbs, okay, out there. But carbs, high carb intake will feed yeast in your body and it will create fat storage for you. So be really careful on carbohydrates. My favorite fruits are berries, strawberries, blueberries, boysenberries, blackberries, those kind of berries. Stay away from, in my opinion, bananas and apples. Those are super high. Mangoes, very high on the glycemic index. So try to keep those carbohydrates to a healthier balance. A lot of the lifestyles out there that really yield a lot of result, paleo, ketogenic, Whole30, they all have very low carbohydrate intake. They're utilizing the right kind of carbs. Plan your meals. If you are not planning, if you are winging it on your health, if you are winging it on a healthy weight, you will fail. You have got to plan. Pick a day that you plan your meals and your snacks for the week. Get your grocery shopping done. The heavens just opened up for me last week. I found out that Whole Foods delivers. You spend over $100, which is like easy, and they deliver to your front door for free. So I love that. But I sit down and I plan and I go, okay, here's our meals for the week. Here's our snacks. Here's our staples. And I know what's going to go down. Okay. If you don't, fail to plan on failing. So plan your meals. Hormones. Hormones is the last component. Both men and women navigate hormones and hormone imbalance. Even our blood sugar is tied into our insulin hormone. Our blood sugar is tied into our thyroid hormone. It's tied into our cortisol hormone, our adrenaline hormone. So all those hormones impact us. And whether we are in our teenage years or as we advance and we're having past our childbearing years and beyond, we all have declining and increasing levels of hormones, and those can get off balance and those cause weight. Hello, menopause. So Plexus has some great products. Again, MetaBurn helps with hormone imbalance. Our pink drink will help with hormone imbalance. Your gut microbiome, huge component to your hormone balance. Yes, it's huge. And then we also have our X Factor multivitamin. If you are struggling with hot flashes or night sweats, those kind of things, we have our X Factor Plus has clinical studies for menopause. It's got a great ingredient in there, grapeseed extract. It helps mitigate hormones in relationship to menopause. So these are the things. These are the things that you can be attentive to. All these topics: water, gut health, blood sugar, alcohol, exercise, inflammation, bowels, water intake. I think I wrote down water twice. That is hysterical. Does that tell you how much it means? So it's actually a list of 13, but water is such a big deal. Stress, liver support, not eating enough, overeating, of course, high carb intake. Plan your meals, please, for the love. And let's get those hormones in balance and get you moving in more health freedom. So thank you so much for tuning in on how to have a healthier weight, how to maximize your results on Plexus. And if you have any questions, fears, concerns, we want to hear from you. Keep those lines of communication open. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good night.